Welcome back to the Real Estate and Home Improvement Show. We've been talking to people all week about how to improve your home. How do you pick a roofer? How do you pick a solar guy? So we've been having experts in all week. Today I've asked an expert to come on the show because there's so many new things going on in the real estate industry. How contracts are written, how commissions are paid. I'm in the business, I can't figure it out. So we asked an expert, Don Scordino, to come in and kind of explain it to us. Welcome, Don, by the way.
Thank you.
But
I'm glad to be here.
Before we get to that, you have a listing.
A beautiful listing.
Beautiful listing. I'm going to ask, we're going to find out all about the market and from the expert. But first, let's talk about this house. Don, is it one house, two houses?
Okay, it's Clovis Country. It's on 10.5 acres. It is 2 custom-built homes on the one property, on the 10.5 acres. The main house is 5,100 square feet, custom built in 2008, and they spared no expense in making this a beautiful place. And you can see from that picture, there's still quite a bit of land after you get past where the homes are at.
Now, are they side by side? Are they a little separation?
No, there's little separation. In fact, they designed it to where there's a swimming pool and waterfalls in between, so you don't really see the other home unless you want to.
Yeah.
The perfect in-law setup.
Yeah, I was going to say, so the family with the kids gets the big house,
Yeah.
and the in-laws can go to the smaller one. How big's the small one?
That's 2,500 square feet.
Okay.
So it's really not small. It's 2 large custom-built homes.
Good-sized homes. Now, here are some of the interiors.
Yeah.
Kitchen, wow, look at that.
That's the
refrigerator
kitchen,
stuff.
and once again, they spared no expense. Those appliances are amazing.
Yeah, first class, everything. Look how wide open that is.
Yeah.
The floors are beautiful. And did you bring a picture of the pool, Don? That's what I'm interested in.
Yes, we do.
Wow,
There we
look
go.
at that.
So that's obviously a nighttime shot. But it's just, somebody could have events out here too.
Mhm.
That it's so nice. You could set up, wedding venues.
But everything's first class. Everything's built
Yes.
first class, landscaped, design, the pool, the hot tub, everything.
Absolutely. I had somebody tell me one time, my gosh, I've never seen a home that has real wood crown molding, even in the closets.
Oh my goodness. And the cloth all the way through. Now, by the way, here's a picture of the interior of the second house.
Yeah.
Also,
So-
open floor plan. Kitchen
Right.
opens to the
And that's a
family room.
3-bedroom,
Mhm.
2.5 bath place. So heck, that could be the main home in many places.
Yes, I would take the big home and I put my kids out in that other one out there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they might do it the other way.
yeah, no doubt. Are we going to say the price or accessibility?
Sure. It's priced at $2.55 million, and it's worth every penny.
Everything, yeah.
They've just put so much into that.
And you wouldn't have to come in and redesign or remodel. It's ready to go.
It's ready to go. I forgot to mention it's got owned solar.
Mhm.
It's got a large workshop on the property, and lots of concrete work.
Yeah. Concrete's expensive if you do it later.
Yeah.
And the own solar, so there's no you have to qualify to take over someone else's plan. You just move in and the solar, you own it.
Yes.
That's nice. Very clean. Are there open houses or how do people see it?
They can give me a call. There's the number on there, and I'll set up a viewing.
559-213-0222.
Yes.
Would you show it to anybody? What if I call? Because I can't qualify to live there and I don't have the money. But need to be qualified?
Well, you should be.
You would be.
And I would show it to you. I know you.
Okay.
But that also kind of brings us to where all these new changes are coming about. After August 17th of 2024, really to show a home, the new regulations that are imposed upon us say that we have to sign a buyer-broker representation agreement. This way, the buyer knows who's paying for that representation, and so it has to be clear in the beginning.
Some court case happened in California, I guess. Realtors said, no, we want to step up and do the right thing. to make sure we're following the court decision.
Actually, the class action lawsuit was in Missouri, and they did things differently there than California. Here in California, all on page 1 of the listing agreement were blanks that you would fill out to show how much the seller was paying in commission and how much of that was being shared with a cooperating broker. I guess maybe they did it different in Missouri, but it impacted the whole nation, and therefore buyers are now going to have to pay for their own representation unless they can get the seller to pay it. I think what it's going to do is slow the process down. So like if you were to call me and say, hey, I want to go see that house in 1 hour, I don't think we can do it that fast anymore. It used to be we could. I'd look it up and say, hey, the house is vacant. Let's go look. But now there's going to have to be communication between the buyer's agent, the listing agent, and
No more driving down the road and you see a sign, you call, hey, can I get in there in a half hour?
right. The casualness of looking is going to be history after August 17th.
Well, let me ask you this, just a lot of people only look casually. Like I said, can I see this house? I'm not going to buy this house. Is it going to narrow out some of those people that just are looky-loos and aren't really serious about it?
I hope not, because those are the buyers that are future buyers.
Mm-hmm.
They're maybe building their dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope it doesn't. It's just that you have to have an agreement with the broker that if you end up buying that home, that they'll be the one representing you. And there's a lot that goes into, it's not just showing a home. It's not just opening the door to get in. You might say, well, gee, is this one overpriced or underpriced? Well, there's an agency relationship there. Now you're giving advice. Or might be something like, well, that electrical looks like it's outdated. What do you think? Well, if you don't have that agency agreement in place, we're not supposed to give that advice.
I hope things work better because of this. Because
I sure hope so. It's going to be different. And for a guy like me that doesn't really like change,
yeah.
But I will adapt.
Now you've got a big company behind you, Realty Concepts.
Yes.
And they've got their lawyers and everything's all vetted, so you'll know how to make things go smoothly. I feel like if people go to Don Scordino, you're not going to see a big difference. You're going to call Don, he's going to show you houses, or he's going to sell your house for you, and it's going to work about the same.
Yeah, that's true. Because my biggest goal is helping people get into a home, and the right home. I just had one this week where for 7 months, I've been telling the buyer, be patient. The right one's going to come up because he wanted a location close to his grandkids. And wouldn't you know, this week after 7 months, and we looked at lots of other places, but it's like, no, it wasn't quite right. I told him, be patient. Well, the right one came up.
And a lot of things happen over time. Prices go up, prices come down, new things come on the market, interest rates go up and down. So just got to get out there and be patient. You'll get it.
Right.
You'll get there.
But just don't ever forget that owning a home is a great accomplishment in your life. And it's got a lot of financial benefits. I know I struggled to buy a home for $100,000 many years ago.
Yep.
And of course my income was a lot lower, and but I'm sure glad I did.
Yeah, change your life. Yeah, my first house, $50,000. We had no idea how we were going to make those giant payments.
Yeah.
Interest rate was like 12% or something, but it was the best deal, best thing I ever did.
Right.
It led me to get my next home, and then my next home, etc. You know, Don, you know the whole story. We're out of time, Don. What a great house you have on the market. Call Don Scordino at 559-213-0222. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance, I think, to get the perfect family compound.
Right.
Those don't come along all the time.
Right.
Any last thoughts, Don, for our viewers?
Yeah, don't ever lose hope for that for home ownership.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic thing. The pride that you show to your kids and your family is fantastic.
It's our house, man. We own
Yeah,
it, and that's
right.
very important. We'll be back with more real estate and home improvement right after this. Thanks, Don Scordino, by the way, for coming in. Realty Concepts. We'll be
Thank
right
you.
back.